Hello friends, welcome to our channel exploring things around and our course Learn C Programming A to Z. So today we'll learn more about decision control structures. Before we start, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please click on the subscribe button. So far we have learned about sequential instructions. We have learned about decision control instructions with the help of if-else keyword. We also created few demo programs where we implemented interest calculator. We learned about number comparator. We created finding greatest number program and many more. So today we'll continue with different type of control statement available in C, which is your switch case structure. So far we have learned about keywords like char, float, int, double. These are related with your data type declaration. We have also learned about keywords like void and return. These are related with functions. And earlier we learned about if and else. So in today's course, we'll learn about few more keywords, which are like switch, case, default, and break. So let's get into our course. We'll go through those. So general switch case statement looks like as we see here, we have integer expressions attached to switch. So this expression will get evaluated and it will return some integer value, and based on the return value we'll have number of case. So case 1, if the value returned by the expression is 1, for example, it will get into this course and it will perform the activity just next to that case. Similarly, if the integer value returned by that expression is 2, it will perform the statements attached to the case 2 and it will perform the activity. And in last we have default. So if none of the case value gets satisfied, it will go to the default, and whatever statement we have attached to that will get performed. So like in if else structure, else is optional. Here also default is optional, it is not mandatory. And another thing to note here is this expression should always return an integer value. Constant also is allowed because on backend constant values get stored as ASCII values, which are integer only. So this expression can be used with constant and integer, with character and integer, but it cannot be used with the float. So we'll create few programs and we'll see how we can implement it. So four keywords, important keywords here are switch, case, break, and default. So these are the four keywords, four important keywords required to implement any switch control statement. So there are few differences with the if else and switch case statement. So one thing, like I said, float expression is not allowed with switch, whereas in if statement you can use float expressions. Also with case you can use only constants, you cannot use variable like y plus 1, x plus y. These kind of expressions are not allowed against case. Third thing is, when you create a switch case statement and when you write if else statement on backend, during compilation for switch case statement, compiler creates a lookup table for each case statement. So based on the expression's value, it jumps to that particular case statement. Whereas for if else, it evaluates each expression given against the if, and it decides if the statement next to that will get executed or not. So accordingly, performance also varies for switch case and if else. So if you have more number of case statements, and if you want to implement same thing if in with the help of if else ladder, if else will take more time compared to switch case, because here compiler will build a lookup table and it will directly jump to that statement rather than executing each expressions one by one. Whereas if you have less number of expressions, if you have less number of if else statement, like for example two case only, so in that case your if else will be faster compared to your switch case. So let's get into demo and we'll learn how we can implement it. So let me get into dev C++. I'll create a new source file. So let me name it as switch demo. Switch demo, and source file type will be C. So we'll start with hash include like we do every time. Studio dot h void main opening and closing braces. So let's create a program where user will enter a number. Let's say it is between 1 to 10 only, and we'll return what did he enter. So for that I'll take one integer value, say int input, printf, enter a number. S- So user will know he need to enter some number. So we'll use scanf so that a user is actually allowed to enter some number on console, percentage input. So now we will check for this input. So we will have different case. Case 1. So case 1 means if the value of input is 1, that is case 1. So let's say printf you entered 1. Let's create few more cases. Case 2, and let's say printf you entered 2. Let's create one more case, case 3, and say you entered 3. Okay, and let's have a default case. Default, let's say you entered other than 1, 2, and 3. So this is your simple switch case structure. So I have purposely left out break here, so we'll see how it impacts our output. So let me compile it. So you see here no error, no warning, and our executable file is also created. So let's run now. So on screen you should see enter a number and a prompt that should be coming. So because these lines are your sequential statements, so it should follow that. Yeah, so you see here enter a number, so I am entering 2 now. So the value of input is 2, so it should go to case 2. So you see here, what did you get in output? You entered 2, you entered 3, you entered other than 1, 2, and 3. So purposely I left break. So how switch case statement follows? If you leave the break, it goes to next case. If you use break, it will not move to the next case. So what we are expecting, if user input was 2, it should have printed only you entered 2. But by default, when compiler jumps to this statement, after that it treats everything as a sequential statement. So it will print this, it will print this also, it will print this also if it doesn't encounter break keyword. So break keyword will move the cursor out of this structure. So whenever it encounters break, it will come out of this set of statement. So that's why break is very important. So let's run now. Otherwise, you will not get the output which you are expecting. So let's run again. No error, no warning. Enter a number. I'll enter 2 now. Now you see you enter 2. It is after that it encounters break, so it comes out of the switch statement loop, switch statement structure. So if you want, you can print here also printf you are out of switch statement. So what will happen now? Compile it, run it, and every time you'll see it will after that it will come out of the loop. That will also get printed. Let me enter 1 this time. You see you entered 1, and after that you are out of the switch statement. Next thing to know, you don't need to put this in ascending order. You can put it in any order. Case 2 can come first, case 3 can come after that, case 1 can come after that. You can put it in any order. So let's run it now. I have moved case 2 on top. I am entering 3 this time. You enter 3 and you are out of the statement. So it will not affect your program. You can put it in any order. Last is your default. So if the output of this expression here, we are using input variable. So if it doesn't match any of the case like 1 2 3, it will go to the default state default. So let's validate that also. I am entering 5. You entered other than 1 2 3, that output you are getting. So this is how switch case structure works. So 4 keywords are very important here: switch, case, break and default. These 4 constitute to your switch case statement. So and let's see one more thing. So as I said, you can enter any expression here. So for example, if you use input plus 2, only thing to note to take care of is this expression should always return integer value. Else you are using character, that is also fine, but make sure you are handling character to integer check properly, because ultimately on backend it will see if the expression output is integer or not. So if I am using integer plus 2, so if you enter 1, it will take that as a 3 and it should come to this case. So let's test that also. So I compile that, there is no error. So I'm running it now. So enter a number, I'll enter 1. So you see here it is saying you entered 3, because getting this expression is resulting into 3 and it is moving to case 3. You can use even character also, as I said. So let's test that also. I'm using a character variable now, char ch. Okay, I'll use similar kind of a statement for character. So let me remove whatever we have related to integer and we'll see about the character. So I'll say enter a character, enter a char value. I'll change the specifier with C. Make sure you are putting this additional space before percentage %c. In our earlier videos, I have told you why we need to put that. So we'll use this ch here now in our expression. Let's use ch. So here what we'll see, test. Let's test if user entered A. So we'll say you entered A. Let's put slash n also. That will move pointer to next line. Next we can test, let's say B. So make sure you are putting it in single quote as I have entered here, right? So that will tell this is character, and on backend that will automatically get taken care, that will get converted to ASCII value. Similarly C, you entered C, and default you entered other than ABC. Let's say that ABC. Let's validate this also. I'll compile it. Okay, some error came. Oh, sorry. I didn't change the variable name. So this is not input. This is ch now. Let me save. Let's compile it again. Okay, here you see 2 times. Here also you see 2 times. Okay, let me remove that. I missed that. Hmm. We'll compile it again. Okay, finally, no error, no warning. Let's run it. Enter a char value. I am entering small b. So you see you entered b. So this is how switch case statement works. So you can use it if you need to perform decision control, uh, any problem related with decision control, you can use switch case structure as well. You don't need to limit yourself only to if else. It's up to you. It's always programmer's choice. He wants to follow switch case or if he wants to follow if else ladder. But make sure if it is related to float, you cannot use switch case structure. You have to use if else ladder. So thanks for watching our video. If you like it, please share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you. Thanks for watching.